Okay. Namaste and welcome to Shunya Talks. So we have Venki. Venki, are you going to do the introduction and we start?
Yes, Doctor.
Yeah.
Good morning, everyone. Namaste.
Good morning.
Yeah. A very warm welcome to all of you to our live Shunya Talks with Dr. Lim Siojen and Dr. Rajesh Savera. So our both the guides are present here. Doctor, a very warm welcome to you both live Shunya Talks. So we are truly honored to be joined our esteemed with you people. So it's a privilege to us also. So we are exploring back the Agama Sutras. So before we begin our studies, we will start with our Shunya meditation.
Yeah.
So now we will proceed with our today's Ekotara Agama studies, Doctor. So
Yeah, please.
let us now begin, sir. I will hand over to you, Doctor.
Yeah.
So we are doing the Agamas as it is, Ekuttara Agama, translated from Chinese to English by our SIFT Sutra Translation Department under the guidance of Dhyanachara Nagajiva. So Ekuttara Agama, Volume 25. Translated into Chinese by Gautama Sangadeva, Tripitaka Acharya of Kapisha, that's Kashmir of that time, Eastern Jin dynasty. Chapter 33, Pancharaja, 5 Kings.
I think, yeah.
EA 33.8, Practice.
It is.
Thus have I heard. At one time, the Buddha was staying in Shravasti at Jetwana in Anath Pindida's ashrama. At that time, the Bhagwan addressed the bhikshus. If a bhikshu constantly stays in only one place, there are 5 adharma, unrighteous or improper conditions that arise. What are the 5? Here, for a bhikshu living in one place, the mana, the mind, becomes attached to the dwelling, fearing others will take it. Or the mind becomes attached to possessions, again fearing others will take them. Or they accumulate many things like an layperson, or they greedily attach to their relatives and do not wish for others to visit those relatives' homes. And they constantly associate with lay people in social coming and going. These bhikshus are the 5 adharmas or unrighteous conditions for one who stays in one place. Therefore, bhikshus, you should seek upaya, skillful means, and not stay in just one place. Thus, bhikshus, you should train yourselves. When the bhikshus heard the Buddha's words, they followed them with joy. Yes, doctor.
Yeah. So this is the fear of losing, Okay. So the Buddha said it's one of the condition that always affect us when we have something, okay. If the thing is worthwhile, presence, so we worry that it will be taken away from us.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. This is the first fear. The secondly is that sometimes also we fear that the condition has changed.
Hmm.
It should be favorable to us. Suddenly the condition change become unfavorable. Okay, then thing become very bad. Okay, like doing business, no. At first everything is okay, then suddenly the logistic cost increase. Suddenly all the unforeseen this thing happening one after the other. So these are the uncertainty, in day-to-day lives. No, so Buddha said that you have to be very careful, manage this properly.
Hmm.
Yeah. Mm.
Okay, let's take the next verse.
Yeah, yeah.
EA 33.9, Gamana Sthana, going and staying. Thus have I heard. At one time, the Buddha was staying in Shravasti at Jetvana in Anathapindida's ashrama. At that time, the Bhagwan addressed the bhikshus. A person who does not stay in only one place has five punya, that's merits or virtues. What are these five? They are not greedy for a dwelling, not greedy for utensils or possessions, do not accumulate much wealth or property, are not attached to relatives, and do not associate socially with lay people. These bhikshus are the five merits of one who does not stay in one place. Therefore, bhikshus, you should seek skillful means and practice these five things. Thus, bhikshus, you should train yourselves. When the bhikshus heard the Buddha's words, they followed them with joy.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, this quite straightforward, Uh, so whatever we have, okay, we are always try to retain. Okay, whatever we have, what we try to retain
Mhm.
the benefits, whatever we have. But unfortunately, the in this world, okay, nothing is permanent. No, you
Mm.
cannot own it for life. Not possible.
Correct.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, let's take the next verse.
yeah, yeah.
EA 33.10,
Day three.
Dead Tree.
Yeah.
Okay. Thus have I heard. At one time, the Buddha was staying in the kingdom of Magadha by the side of the Prabha Pushakarini, brightness pond. At that time, the Bhagavan was wandering among the people together with a large assembly of 500 bhikshus. At that time, the Bhagavan saw from afar a great tree being consumed by fire. Having seen it, the Tathagata went to another tree and sat down beneath it. Then the Bhagwan addressed the bhikshus. What do you think, bhikshus? Would it be better to throw your body into this fire or to associate and sport with a beautiful woman? The bhikshus replied to the Buddha, it would be better to associate with a woman than to throw one's body into this fire. Why? Because the heat of this fire is immense, immeasurably poisonous and hot. It would sever the life faculty and cause immeasurable suffering. The Bhagwan said, I tell you now, for one who does not practice the conduct of a Shramana, yet claims to be a Shramana, who does not practice Brahmacharya, yet claims to be a Brahmachari, who has not heard the true Dharma, yet claims to have heard it, who lacks pure Dharma, for such a person, it would be better to jump into this fire than to associate with a woman. Why? Because it is better to suffer this pain now than to enter hell because of this offense and suffer immeasurable suffering. What do you think, bhikshus? Would it be better to receive the bows and respect of others, or to have someone take a sharp sword and sever your hands and feet? The bhikshus replied, it would be better to receive respect and bows than to have one's hands and feet severed by a sword. Why? Because the pain of having limbs severed is immeasurable. The Bhagwan said, I tell you now, for one who is not a Shramana but claims to be one, who is not a Brahmachari but claims to be one, who has not heard the true Dharma but claims to have heard it, who lacks pure conduct and has severed their roots of goodness, for such a person it would be better to receive the sharp sword than to receive respect from others while lacking precepts or morality. That's Shila. Why? Because this pain lasts only a moment, but the suffering of hell is immeasurable. What do you think, bhikshus? Would it be better to receive clothing from others or to have one's body wrapped in glowing hot iron plates? The bhikshus replied, it would be better to receive clothing from others than to suffer that pain. Why? Because that poisonous pain is immeasurable. The Bhagwan said, I tell you again, for a person without Shila, it would be better to have the body wrapped in hot iron plates than to receive clothing from others. Why? Because this pain is but for a moment, but the suffering of hell is immeasurable. What do you think, bhikshus? Would it be better to receive food given in faith or to swallow a glowing hot iron ball? The bhikshus replied, it would be better to receive food given in faith than to swallow a hot iron ball. Why? Because the pain is unbearable. The Bhagwan said, I tell you now, it is better to swallow a hot iron ball than to receive alms given in faith while lacking precepts or Shila. Why? Because swallowing a hot iron ball brings pain only for a moment, unlike the consequence of receiving alms without Shila. What do you think, bhikshus? Would it be better to receive bedding and couches from others or to lie upon a bed of hot iron? The bhikshus replied, O Bhagwan, we would rather receive bedding than lie on a hot iron bed. Why? Because the poisonous pain is immeasurable. The Bhagwan said, for that foolish person who has no Shila but claims to be a Shramana, who has no noble conduct but claims to practice brahmacharya, it is better to lie on an iron bed than to receive alms without Shila. Why? Because lying on an iron bed is a momentary pain, unlike the consequence of receiving alms without Shila. Bhikshus, you should know, as I observe the destination of those without Shila, even if such a person remains among humans, their body becomes withered and haggard. Boiling blood flows from their face, and they meet their end. They should not associate with women, nor receive respect, clothing, food, bedding, or medicine. Because a person without Shila does not contemplate the offenses of past or future lives and disregards the life faculty to suffer such pain. They will be born into the three evil realms. This is because of the evil deeds they have committed. In the Tathagata now observes the destination of those who practice good conduct, even if they are poisoned or wounded by a blade and their life faculty is severed. Why is it so? Because by discarding this body, they receive heavenly bliss and are born in a good realm. This is all due to the retribution or result of their good deeds in previous lives. Therefore, bhikshus, you should be mindful to cultivate the Shila kaya, that's the kaya of morality. Samadhi kaya, kaya of concentration. Prajna kaya, the kaya of wisdom. Vimukti kaya, the kaya of liberation. And Vimukti jnana darshana kaya, kaya of knowledge and vision of liberation. If you wish to obtain the result in this life and attain the path of deathlessness, Amrita, so that you may receive clothing, food, bedding, and medicine without fault, and also cause the donors to receive boundless merit. Thus, bhikshus, you should train yourselves. While this dharma was being spoken, the minds of 60 bhikshus were liberated from the defilements, and another 60 bhikshus discarded their dharma robes to return to lay life as lay people. When the bhikshus heard the Buddha's words, they followed them with joy. Yes, doctor. Then we
It's very funny, you
beautiful.
know.
Yeah.
Some of them they follow it strictly. Some of them discarded the ropes, no. So
Wow.
not everybody stick to the end.
Hmm.
Yeah. But Buddha said that is Shila is important.
Sheila is the most important.
So
Yeah.
when you disturbing the Sila, no, everything is disturbed.
Hmm, 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 hmm.
Everything will be disturbed. Yeah. So our reincarnation is mainly based on this attachment, you know. Okay, this attachment and this the if you cannot manage the Sila, then you cannot manage your life. Yeah.
And that means don't fake it, don't fake yourself to be a good
Yeah.
person.
No,
Be a
no,
good
yeah,
person.
yeah. You cannot fake yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, you cannot fake yourself. Okay, yeah.
Okay, that's actually, Doctor, the chapter summary Gatha is also mentioned here. The five kings and the moonlight. Shiva and the two types of battle, the two sweepings and the two methods of wandering, two types of staying and leaving, with the fire-scorched withered tree at the very end of the Ekotara Agama, volume 25. Okay, let's take the next.
Yeah.
Chapter 34, Samyak Drishti, the equal views. EA 34.1. Thus I have heard. At one time, Venerable Shariputra was staying in Shravasti at Jetvana in Anathapindida's ashrama, together with a Mahasangha of 500 senior bhikshus. At that time, many bhikshus approached Venerable Shariputra. They exchanged greetings with him and sat down to one side. At that time, these many bhikshus said to Shariputra, "What dharma should a bhikshu accomplished in Shila contemplate?" Shariputra replied, "A bhikshu accomplished in Shila should contemplate the five Pancha Upadana skandhas, aggregates of clinging, as impermanent, suffering, burdensome, and full of pain and fear. They should also contemplate them as pain, that's dukkha, shunya, emptiness, and anatman, non-self. What are these five? Namely, the rupa, that's the form, the vedana,
the
feeling, the saudhya, that's perception, the
Perception,
sanskara, mental actions, and the
yeah.
vijnana, consciousness.
Yeah,
When a
yeah.
bhikshu accomplished in Shila contemplates these five aggregates of clinging, they attain the path of Strotapana, that's the stream enterer.
Streamatura, yeah.
Bhikshus said to the Shariputra, "What dharma should a Strotapana, the stream enterer bhikshu, contemplate?" Shariputra replied, "A Strotapana bhikshu should also contemplate these five aggregates of clinging as dukkha, burdensome, and full of pain and fear. They should also contemplate them as dukkha, shunya, and anatman. That's pain, emptiness, and non-self. Aryas, the noble ones, you should know that when a Strotoapana, stream enterer bhikshu, contemplates these five aggregates of clinging, they attain the fruit of Shakratagamin, that's one's returner."
Yeah, once returner.
The bhikshus asked, "What dharma should you can
Anagami.
what the dharma should a Sakratagamin, once returner bhikshu, contemplate?" Next. Shariputra replied, "A Shakratagamin, once returner bhikshu, should also contemplate these five aggregates of clinging as dukkha, burdensome, and full of pain and fear, and also contemplate them as dukkha, shunya, anatman. When a Shakratagamin bhikshu contemplates these five aggregates of clinging, they attain the fruit of an anagamin, non-returner." The bhikshus asked, "What dharma should an anagamin bhikshu contemplate?" Shariputra replied, "An anagamin bhikshu should also contemplate these five aggregates of clinging as dukkha, burdensome, and full of pain and fear. When they contemplate these five aggregates of clinging, they become an arhant, one who has attained liberation." The bhikshus asked, "What dharma should an arhant bhikshu contemplate?" Shariputra replied, "Why do you ask about something that has been transcended? What an arhant bhikshu has to do is already done. They no longer engage in sanskara, that's mental actions. Their mind is liberated from ashrava, defilements. They do not proceed towards the ocean of samsara, birth and death, in the five realms of existence. And they no longer take on new existence or perform karma producing actions. Therefore, Aryas, a bhikshu accomplished in Shila, a Strotapana, a Shakradagamin, a Anagamin, should contemplate these five aggregates of clinging. In this way, bhikshus, you should train yourself." At that time, when the bhikshus heard what Shariputra said, they rejoiced and respectfully put it into practice.
Yeah. So this one they explain in detail, no?
Yeah.
The Panchaskanda.
Hmm.
Okay, so only you destroy this five obstacle, no? Okay, then you can get a permanent serenity. You want to achieve peacefulness, that means you must destroy the clinging of this five what do you call clinging to this five skanda. Yeah.
So, doctor, here the most important thing is Shariputra is telling you have to contemplate on these five aggregates. You have to continuously, like the Heart Sutra says that when Avalokiteshvara was in deep contemplation
Yeah.
on the, it is this. This is
No,
very.
you have to contemplate.
Yes.
You have to understand it,
Huh.
You have to analyze, keep on analyze it, understand it. Okay, it cannot be a third party
Exactly.
knowledge put to you, then you accept it. No, no, no. You have to contemplate
Contemplate.
it, okay, to realize it, okay, then become part of your knowledge. You got
Mm-hmm.
to panya, okay. Only then it becomes useful to you.
That's exactly where the blue belt of our
Yeah,
practice comes into. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, let's take the next slide. Maybe the last one. Yeah. EA 34.2.
Yeah.
Thus have I heard. At one time, the Buddha was staying in Varanasi at the Rishipatana Mrigadaya, that's the deer park. At that time, the Tathagata had not long attained the path, and the people of the world called him the great Shramana. At that time, Raja Prasannajit had newly ascended the throne. Then Raja Prasannajit had this thought: now that I have newly ascended the throne, I should first take a daughter of the Shakya clan. If they give one to me, it will suit my heart. If they do not give one, I shall use minister. Go to Kapilvastu, to the home of the Shakya clan. In my name, say to those Shakyas, Raja Prasannajit inquires after your well-being and health with immeasurable respect. Also say to those Shakyas, I wish to take a daughter of the Shakya clan. If you give one to me, I will cherish your virtue forever. If you refuse, I will use force to compel you. Then the minister received the Raja's command and went to the country of Kapilavastu. At that time, 500 members of the Shakya clan were gathered in one place. The minister went to where the 500 Shakyas were and, in the name of Raja Prasanajit, said to them, Raja Prasanajit inquires about after your health with immeasurable sincerity. I wish to take a daughter of the Shakya clan. If you give one to me, it will be a great fortune. If not, I will use force to compel you. When the Shakyas heard these words, they were filled with anger. We are of a noble lineage. Why should we form an alliance with a son of a slave? Among them, some said they should give a daughter, while others said they should not. At that time, where there was a Shakya in the assembly named Mahanama, who said to the people, worthy ones, do not be filled with anger. The reason is that Raja Prasanajit is a violent man. If he comes, he will destroy our borders. I will personally go to meet Raja Prasanajit and discuss this matter. At that time, a slave in Mahanama's household had given birth to a daughter whose appearance was upright and rare in the world. Mahanama bathed the girl, dressed her in fine clothes, placed her in a carriage adorned with treasures, and sent her to Raja Prasanajit, saying, this is my daughter, you may marry her. Raja Prasanajit was overjoyed to receive this girl and immediately made her his chief consort. After a few days, she became pregnant. After 8 or 9 months, she gave birth to a son who was rare and extraordinary. Raja Prasanajit gathered various Samudrika, that's the physiognomists, to name the prince. The Samudrikas said to the Raja, Maharaja, you should know that when seeking the consort, the Shakyas quarreled, some saying give, some do not give, causing a state of wandering. Therefore, he should be named as Virudaka. Having named him, they rose from their seats and departed. Raja Prasanajit loved Prince Virudaka and never let him out of his sight. When the prince was nearly 8 years old, the Raja said to him, you are grown now. You may go to Kapilvastu to learn the art of archery. Raja Prasanajit provided attendants and a large elephant for him to go to the Shakya family. Arriving at Mahanama's house, he said, Raja Prasanajit has sent me here to learn archery. I request my grandfather to teach me everything. Mahanama replied, if you wish to learn the arts, you may practice them well. Mahanama then gathered 500 Shakya youths to with these 500 youths. At that time, a new dharmashala had been built in Kapilavastu for devas, humans, and maras. The Shakya said, this hall is newly finished and painted like a celestial palace. We should first invite the Tathagata and the Bhikshu Sangha to here, so we may receive the infinite benefit, blessings. They spread various mats, hung banners, sprinkled the water with scented water, burned incense, and lit lamps. At that time, Prince Virudaka brought the 500 youths to the hall and ascended the lion. When the Shakyas saw this, They were filled with chased him out and cursed him. This is the son of a slave. No deva or human has yet sat there here. How does this offspring of a slave dare to sit in the middle? They threw the prince to the ground. The prince stood up, sighed deeply, and looked back. A son of a Brahmana named Ambarisha was there. The prince said to him, "The Shakyas have insulted me thus. If I ever ascend the throne, you must remind me of this." The Brahmana youth replied, "As the prince commands." 3 times a day he would say to the prince, "Remember the insult of the Shakyas," and spoke this Gatha. Next. All things come to an end. When the fruit is ripe, it must fall. What is gathered must disperse. Where there is birth, there must be death. Raja Prasanajit lived out his life and died. Prince Virudhuka was established as Raja. The Brahmana Ambarisha went to him and said, "Raja, you must remember the insult of the Shakyas." Raja Virudhuka replied, "Excellent, you remember the matter well." He was filled with anger and asked his ministers, "Who is the ruler of the people now?" The ministers replied, "Maharaja, it is you who rules today." Raja Virudhaka said, "Quickly prepare the carriages and gather the fourfold army. I wish to conquer the Shakyas." The ministers replied, "As you say, Maharaja." They gathered the fourfold army. Raja Virudhaka led them towards Kapilavastu. Many bhikshus heard that Raja Virudhaka was going to conquer the Shakyas. They went to the Bhagwan, bowed at his feet, and informed him of the situation. From afar, the Raja saw the Buddha, got down from his carriage, bowed, and stood to one side. Raja Virudhaka said to Bhagwan, "There are better trees with lush leaves like the Nyagrodha. Why do you sit under this withered tree?" The Buddha told him, "The shade of one Shakya's cause is superior to that of the outsiders." The Raja thought, "Today the Buddha protects his Shakyas. I should return to my country and not attack Kapilavastu." So he departed. The Brahmana Ambarisha again said, "Remember the insult of the Shakyas." Hearing this, Raja Virudhaka again felt anger. "Quickly prepare the carriages and gather the fourfold army. I wish to conquer Kapilavastu." The ministers gathered the army, left Shravasti, and headed to Kapilavastu to attack. The bhikshus reported to the Bhagwan, "Raja Virudhaka has raised an army to attack the Shakyas." The Buddha used his Riddhibala, supernatural normal powers, to appear by the road, sitting under a withered tree. The Raja saw him, bowed, and asked him, "Why does the Buddha sit under the withered tree instead of a better one?" The Buddha replied, "The shade of one's kinsman is superior to that of the outsiders." The Buddha then spoke this Gatha: "The shade of the Shakyas, the kinsmen, is cool. The Shakya clan produced the Buddha. They are all my branches and leaves. So I sit under this tree." The Raja thought, "The Buddha was born among the Shakyas. I should not conquer them. I should return home." He went back to Shravasti. Ambirisha again said, "Raja, remember the insult of the Shakyas." Raja Virudhaka again gathered the fourfold army and left Shravasti for Kapilavastu. Maha Maudgalyana heard this and went to Buddha saying, "Maharaja Virudhaka is attacking the Shakyas. I can take him and his fourfold army and hurl them into another world system." Buddha asked, "Can you take the past karma action of the Shakyas and hurl it into the another world system?" Maudgalyana replied, "Truly I cannot hurl past karma into another world." The Buddha said, "Return to your seat." Maudgalyana said, "I can move all the Kapilavastu into an empty sky." Buddha asked, "Can you move the past karma of the Shakyas into empty sky?" Maudgalyana replied, "No, Bhagwan." The Buddha said, "Return to your place." Maudgalyana asked, "Then let me cover Kapilavastu with an iron cage." The Buddha asked Maudgalyana, "Can an iron cage cover the past karma?" Maudgalyana replied, "No, Bhagwan." The Buddha said, "Return to your place. The past karma of the Shakyas is ripe. They must receive their retribution." The Buddha spoke this Gatha: "Even if one returns the sky into ground or the ground into the sky, the bonds of the past karma do not decay." At that time, Raja Virudhaka had someone count the days. When the seventh day arrived, the Maharaja was leaping with joy and could not contain himself. He took his army and his palace woman to the banks of the Ajiravati river to enjoy himself, and they stayed there overnight. Then at midnight, unseasonal clouds arose with violent winds and torrential rains. At that time, Raja Virudaka and his entire army was swept away by the water and completely perished. When their bodies broke up and their lives ended, they entered the Avici hell. Furthermore, divine fires burnt the inner palaces. At that time, Bhagwan, seeing with his divine eye that Raja Virudaka and the fourfold army had been swept away by the water and all had died and entered the hell, the Bhagwan spoke this Gatha. One who commits extremely grave, unwholesome actions through the actions of the body, speech, will suffer in this present body, and their lifespan will be shortened. If they remain at home, they will be burned by fire. When their life ends, they will surely be born in hell. Then many bhikshus in the assembly said to the Bhagwan, Raja Virudaka and the fourfold army have now ended their lives. Where have they been reborn? The Buddha told them, Raja Viruddhaka has now entered the Avici hell. The bhikshus said to the Bhagwan, what were the past causes and conditions of the Shakyas that led them to be harmed by Raja Viruddhaka today? The Bhagwan told the bhikshus, in the past there was a fishing village in this city of Rajagriha. The times were extremely lean and hungry. People ate grass roots and measure of gold was traded for a measure of rice. At that time, there was a large pond in that village, and it was full of fish. The people of Rajgriha went to the pond to catch the fish and eat them. At that moment, there were two kinds of fish in the water, one named the Kaushala and the other named the Dvijiva, double tongued. Then the two fish said to each other, we have no prior fault towards these people. We are creatures of the water and do not dwell on level ground. Yet these people all come to eat us. If we have any merit from previous life, let us use it to take revenge for this enmity. At that time, there was a young boy in the village, nearly 8 years old. He did not catch fish, nor did he take any lives. However, when those fish were on the bank and dying, the boy saw it and felt great joy. Bhikshus, you should know, do not view it otherwise. Who were the people of Rajgriha at that time? They were the present Shakya clan. The fish named Kaushala is the present Raja Virudhaka, and the fish named Dvijiva is the present Brahmana Ambarisha. The young boy who saw the fish on the bank and laughed is my present self. Because the Shakyas caught and ate the fish, they entered the hell of for countless kalpas and now receive their retribution. Because I saw it and laughed, I now suffer from a headache as if being pressed by a stone, or as if carrying Mount Sumeru on my head. The reason for this is that the Tathagata no longer takes a form. Having discarded all the mental actions and crossed over all difficulties, these bhikshus is why I now receive this retribution. Bhikshus, you should guard the actions of the body, speech, and mind, and remember to respect and serve those who practice the pure life. Thus, bhikshus, should you train. When the bhikshus heard the Buddha's words, they followed it with joy. Yes, doctor.
Yeah, I think this is a long story
Yeah.
about the karmic consequences of Sakyan, you know. Okay, they are having this what do you call, they ask to marry the daughter. So instead of marry a proper daughter, they get a slave, you
Slave.
know. Okay, they get a slave girl. Okay, to marry to them. So when the slave girl give birth to the son, so when they want to send the son to Sakya, you know, they close the gate, you know. They do not allow the son. Oh, you see, you are just a slave, no. Okay, you cannot enter the this thing, and that is offended him very much, no. Okay, then eventually the war broke out and it caused the destruction of the Sakan. Okay, this is a very famous historical this thing. So that we need to be very careful. Okay, because there are many things happening in this world. Okay, this thing. You see, in the ancient time, is always happen. You know. Okay, when they want to marry the princess, nah? The prince or princess. Okay, this is a thing. Even China and this Tatar, you know, Mongol. Okay, this also is happen all the time. Okay, then after some time, the enemy become a single family.
Family.
One family.
No
Because
war.
both sides are related to each other, no? Okay.
Ah.
So it's very funny. It's very funny. And this happened in Europe also.
Uh-huh.
In Europe also. You see, Europe, you see, like the William of Germany, yeah, and also the one in England. They're cousin brothers, no?
Mm-hmm.
So that they say that last time the European wall actually is a family wall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this happening in ancient time, so that the merit of this daughter and everything is a political arrangement. Okay, but only thing that the Sakian they married the slave
Play.
girl. Yeah. That is not a good move. Actually, it's not a good move. Yeah.
And doctor, here I like one more thing. Very honestly, Buddha also says that even I was laughing, so I also get a headache now. My also head is paining. So Buddha is
Yeah.
telling that even I am not excused from karma. Even I have to go through it.
Yeah. Because he laughing at the fish.
Fish is. So
Yeah.
I think, doctor, for today, these are the section we will be taking a break now. After that, we have
Yeah.
Shangalun also. So
Yeah.
I think today's session we will end here.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, doctor.
So this
Please
a
see.
very simple teaching.
Yes,
Okay.
and
So yeah. I
and
think another 20 minutes.
yes,
We go for the Sanganun.
yeah. Okay,
Okay.
doctor.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much. Yeah, bye
Yeah.
bye.
Take some rest. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Venki, to you now.
Yeah, Doctor, this is a wonderful teaching by Dr. Lim today. So there is a takeaways I written down. So everyone have fear of losing, and everyone always try to retain, and there is nothing is permanent, and pain is for a moment only. So Sila is most important, and last is best. Don't fake ourselves.
Yeah.
So these are the today's takeaways. I think doctor teached very well to us, and this is a great opportunity to learning this as your students. Thank you so much, you and Dr. Lim, sir.
Yeah.
So
Thank you. See you
I
at
wanted to,
Shangalun.
yes, sir, see you at Shangalun. Thank you, sir. Namaste.
Namaste.